Santino DeFranco here with Fight University. Is there a more compelling human in the sport of mixed martial arts these days than Conor McGregor? I'd hazard to say no. He talked a huge game against Chad Mendes and he backed it up. Then he did the same thing with longtime featherweight champ Jose Aldo. And for once in his life, he has received some huge seven-figure paydays for doing so. He's all over the news, mainstream news and shows, not just MMA related. But with his newfound success, both inside the cage and financially, McGregor's found a way of duping the system to ensure he's guaranteed a few big paydays regardless of losses. Something nobody's ever done before in MMA, and the same way McGregor has beautifully conned us all into allowing. You see, McGregor hasn't even defended his belt a single time, as he didn't really win the belt against Mendes. That was just an interim belt. The real strap was won from Aldo, yet instead of defending the belt against the number one contender in the division, Frankie Edgar, McGregor is already taking super fights and claiming to be the best ever, a genius financial move. See, if McGregor were to fight Frankie, his hype train could come to a screeching halt. If he loses that fight, and he most likely would, he can't demand the large paychecks that he can while he's winning. So he takes a fight with Rafael dos Anjos at a division above his own, guaranteeing at least 2 mega paydays. He gets the RDA payday, and even if he loses, he goes back down to featherweight and is still the champ. But then RDA gets hurt, so Nate Diaz is the new challenger. But McGregor can't lose to a contender that isn't on top of the division at lightweight. If he loses to Diaz at 155 pounds, all of his shots at a mega fight with RDA are out the window. So what does McGregor do? He negotiates the fight at welterweight, guaranteeing him at least 3 mega paydays. If he loses to Diaz, it was at welterweight, and size was an issue. Then if he goes back to lightweight and still has some big fights there that will sell, even if they're not against the champ. He loses at lightweight, he always has his featherweight belt to fall back on. Some might think McGregor is nuts for taking these fights above his weight class and that he's going to get killed, but he's not crazy at all. He knows exactly what he's doing. Like few other fighters in the game, McGregor's thinking about his bank account and his future.